They study you, they test you, they push your buttons. Because the moment you react, they own you. Your anger, a weakness they can exploit. Your desperation, a tool they can use. But what if you gave them nothing? What if their words, their actions, their games had no effect on you? This is the power of emotional detachment. Not suppression, not numbness, mastery. The Stoics knew this. The greatest warriors, leaders, and strategists mastered this. Because the one who stays calm holds the power. And today, I'll show you exactly how to develop unshakable emotional control so that no one can ever manipulate you again. If you're ready to take back your power, subscribe now, like this video, and let's begin. Why do some people break under pressure while others remain unshaken? Why do some people get lost in their emotions while others stay completely in control? The answer lies in one principle: emotional detachment. This is not about shutting down your emotions. It's about mastering them, choosing when to engage and when to stay indifferent. The ability to detach emotionally is what separates those who are easily controlled from those who are in complete command of their lives. And today, I'll show you exactly why emotional detachment is the key to power, and how you can use it to dominate any situation. People will test you. They will push your buttons. They will do things just to get a reaction out of you. Because the moment you react, they gain control over you. Think about it. If someone knows what makes you angry, they can manipulate you into making bad decisions. If someone knows what makes you anxious, they can keep you in a state of fear. If someone knows what triggers your insecurities, they can break you down without lifting a finger. This is why the first rule of power is simple: stop reacting. You don't need to respond to every insult. You don't need to defend yourself against every attack. You don't need to explain yourself to those who will never understand you. Instead, you do something much more powerful. You stay indifferent. Think of it like a game of chess. The moment you let your opponent get inside your head, you start playing on their terms. You make emotional moves instead of strategic ones, and that's when you lose. So here's the rule: no one controls your emotions except you. When someone insults you, don't flinch. When they try to provoke you, stay calm. When they expect a reaction, give them silence. Because the moment you stop reacting is the moment you take back control. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire under constant war, betrayal, and chaos. Yet, in his personal journals he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Despite ruling over millions, his greatest conquest was himself. This is the foundation of Stoic philosophy, the ability to control your internal world regardless of external chaos. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you stop letting feelings control you. Most people let their emotions dictate their actions. The powerful, they dictate their emotions. They choose what is worth their energy and what isn't. And more often than not, nothing is. Imagine this. Someone spreads rumors about you, hoping you'll explode in anger. But you don't. You remain silent, composed, indifferent. What happens? They lose power. Because when they realize they can't affect you, they start overthinking. They wonder why you don't care. They start doubting themselves instead of you. And that's when the tables turn. You're no longer reacting to their game, you're forcing them to react to your silence. And that is how you control the game. There's a reason why people crave what they can't have. And the same rule applies to your attention. When you react emotionally, you show them that their words and actions matter to you. When you engage in arguments, you validate their existence. When you chase closure, you give them power. But when you stop reacting, when you ignore the drama, walk away from the noise, and stay completely indifferent, something interesting happens. They start chasing you. They start wondering why you don't care. They start questioning their own importance. They expected to have power over you. They thought they could control your emotions. But now they're left in confusion, wondering why they suddenly feel powerless. And that's why emotional detachment is the ultimate power move. It forces others to work for your attention instead of you chasing theirs. It puts you in control. It shifts the dynamic. It forces them to realize they never had power over you to begin with. So how do you train yourself to become emotionally untouchable? Before you respond emotionally, take a breath. Ask yourself, is this even worth my energy? Most of the time, the answer is no. The less you care about others' opinions, the harder it is for them to control you. Stop seeking approval. Stop explaining yourself. Stop letting their words define your value. Think of yourself as a general in battle, calculating, strategic, never reactive. Every time you resist the urge to react emotionally, you become stronger. The most powerful response is sometimes no response at all. Silence forces them to deal with their own words and actions. And when they realize they can't shake you, they lose interest. They lose power. To truly detach emotionally, you need 3 core principles. Miss one, and you'll fall back into old habits. Master them, and you'll become untouchable. Emotional detachment isn't about shutting down. It's about training yourself to react strategically, not impulsively. Because when you control your emotions, you control your decisions. And when you control your decisions, you control your life. Most people let their emotions dictate their actions. The powerful, they dictate their emotions. Here's how to master emotional detachment and become unshakable. Most people care too much because they seek approval, likes, compliments, recognition. They need reassurance from others to feel valuable. And that's exactly why they're easy to control. Because when you crave validation, you make yourself vulnerable. Think about it. If someone knows you need their approval, they can manipulate you. They can withhold compliments to make you insecure. They can give you attention, then take it away to keep you chasing. They can use your need for validation as a weapon. But the moment you stop seeking approval, the moment you stop needing validation from others, you become free. Instead of waiting for others to recognize your worth, recognize it yourself. Instead of chasing approval, build confidence in silence. Instead of depending on compliments, let your actions speak for themselves. Most people care too much about negative opinions. But what really keeps them trapped? Their addiction to positive ones. Because when you live for compliments, you die by criticism. The real power move. Stop depending on either. Marcus Aurelius said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own. The moment you stop seeking validation, you take back your power. Because now, no one can manipulate you with their approval or their rejection. Think about this. What makes you emotional? What are your triggers? Now ask yourself, why do they have that power over you? The truth is, most emotional reactions come from unconscious patterns. You react a certain way because you've been programmed to do so. But here's the good news. Anything that's programmed can be reprogrammed. Before you respond emotionally, ask yourself, is this even worth my energy? Most of the time, the answer is no. Your emotions are not orders. Just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to act on it. Instead of seeing emotional triggers as weaknesses, see them as opportunities for growth. Every time someone tries to provoke you, it's a chance to practice control. Every time a situation tests you, it's a moment to strengthen your discipline. Most reactions happen because of repeated patterns. You get triggered, you react, they win. The cycle repeats. But what happens when you break that cycle? When they expect anger, but you stay calm. When they expect desperation, but you remain indifferent. When they expect a reaction, but you give them silence. They lose control, you gain it. Because the real power isn't in reacting, it's in choosing not to. Imagine you're watching yourself from the outside, like a general overseeing a battlefield. Instead of getting lost in the fight, you're strategizing, planning, calculating. Emotions are just passing clouds. You are the sky. You don't react, you don't engage, you just watch. This is how you remove the power emotions have over you. Most people live their lives as participants, fully immersed in every emotional high and low. But the powerful, they operate from a distance. They observe, analyze, and decide before taking action. The next time you feel yourself getting emotional, take a mental step back. Imagine you're watching yourself from the outside. Would you respect someone who lets their emotions control them? Or would you respect someone who stays calm, composed, and in control? The moment you start observing instead of reacting, you shift from being controlled to being in control. Most people become emotional because they're attached to a certain result. They want someone to like them. They want to win an argument. They want to be right. And that attachment makes them weak. But what happens when you stop caring about the outcome? What happens when you approach life with the mindset, whatever happens, happens? You become untouchable. Bruce Lee once said, "Be water, my friend." Water doesn't resist. It doesn't get angry. It doesn't hold on to anything. It flows around obstacles. It remains calm, steady, and adaptable. And that's exactly how your mind should be. The more flexible you are, the harder it is for anyone to shake you. Because the moment you stop letting emotions dictate your actions, that's the moment you become unstoppable. At this stage, you're no longer controlled by emotions. You don't react impulsively. You don't let people manipulate you. You've built an internal shield against emotional attacks. But there's one final step that separates those who are emotionally strong from those who are truly untouchable. And that is mastering emotional neutrality. This is the level where nothing gets to you. No praise, no criticism, no external force can shake your foundation. You become an immovable force, always in control, always composed, always in power. Most people live in emotional extremes. They get high on compliments and shattered by insults. One negative comment can ruin their day. One rejection can destroy their confidence. And that's exactly why they remain weak. Because the moment you allow external opinions to dictate your emotions, you give your power away. The emotionally detached, they remain steady, like an ancient statue standing against time. No storm can shake it. No compliment can move it. No insult can crack it. They don't let insults break them. They don't let compliments inflate them. They remain centered, always. The next time someone praises you, don't react. Don't let it boost your ego. The next time someone insults you, don't flinch. Don't let it get under your skin. Practice neutrality. Treat both praise and criticism as the same. Just words, just opinions, nothing more. If praise doesn't make you better and criticism doesn't make you worse, then neither should matter. Internal validation is the only validation that counts. For the next 7 days, make a rule. No reaction. No matter what anyone says, good or bad, stay neutral. Feel the power of emotional indifference. Weak people hold on to things that no longer serve them. Relationships, arguments, past failures. They replay old conversations, dwell on what went wrong, and seek closure where none is needed. The strong? They walk away, without drama, without explanation, without a second thought. It's the ability to leave anything or anyone without emotional hesitation. No drawn-out goodbyes, no begging for closure, no looking back. If something isn't adding value to your life, it's gone. The moment you learn to walk away without feeling anything, you've won. Because emotional detachment isn't just about controlling reactions, it's about controlling attachments. Think about the most powerful people, leaders, warriors, CEOs. Do they cling to situations that no longer serve them? Number. They pivot, they move on. And that's exactly what you need to train yourself to do. The less people know about your emotions, the less they can use them against you. Most people wear their emotions on their sleeves, excited one moment, devastated the next. And that makes them easy to read, easy to control. But the emotionally detached, they are unreadable. No one ever knows what they're thinking. No one can predict their next move. Think about the most powerful individuals in history: emperors, leaders, warriors. Did they show fear? Did they reveal their emotions in public? Number. Because mystery is power. Predictability is weakness. If you want to be respected, never let them see you sweat. Even after mastering emotional detachment, there's one final test. Can you control your response time? Most people react instantly. They hear something and they immediately respond. But the strongest minds, they pause, they process. Then they decide whether or not a response is even necessary. Because the greatest power move isn't what you say, it's what you don't say. Power isn't about controlling others, it's about controlling yourself. Most people live their entire lives being slaves to their emotions, reacting, overanalyzing, seeking validation. But the moment you detach, the moment you stop being emotionally controlled, you become free. Emotional detachment isn't weakness, it's the ultimate form of strength. Because when you stop reacting, when you stop seeking approval, when you stop letting people dictate your emotions, you win. You don't need validation. You don't need attention. You don't need their approval. The moment you stop needing something from others, they lose all control over you. Most people suffer because they crave emotional validation. They want reassurance, compliments, a sense of belonging. But the harsh truth, if you rely on external validation, you will always be controlled by it. From today, you make a choice. You become your own source of validation. The approval of others is nothing. What matters is that you approve of yourself. Attachment is weakness. Detachment is power. The strongest people in history knew when to walk away, without hesitation, without regret. But most people struggle to let go. They cling to toxic relationships, old memories, past mistakes. And that emotional attachment, that's what keeps them weak. When something no longer serves you, you don't hesitate. You walk away. No second chances, no explanations, just forward momentum. And the moment you learn to walk away from anything without emotional hesitation, that's when you become untouchable. The more you care, the more you suffer. The moment you detach, you rise above everything and everyone trying to control you. No insults get to you, no criticism affects you, no praise sways you. You become centered, grounded, in control, completely unshakable. Picture this. You wake up tomorrow and suddenly you feel nothing. No anxiety, no stress, no emotional chains tying you to people who don't deserve you. Just pure, unstoppable focus on your goals, your vision, your success. That's what emotional detachment gives you. That's why the strong always win. No overthinking, no stressing, no seeking approval. Just pure, unstoppable focus on your goals, your vision, your success. That's what emotional detachment gives you. That's why the strong always win. If you're ready to detach emotionally and become truly free, subscribe now. And if you're committed to taking back your power, leave a comment. I control my emotions. In the next video, I'll show you how to make people respect you without saying a single word. Don't miss it.